Hi guys, Terry here. I am back from my travels and I wanted to show you that I did use my journaling book. Wrote down a lot of information about the trip. I took my little sprocket so that I could print some of the highlighted photos of each day. I did not work on it every day. We did catch COVID, so that had me really sleepy a couple days of the trip. We went to Disney and we went on a Royal Caribbean cruise, and we had a really fun week. It was just a lot of running around. Like I said, we had fun. I can't wait to when I scrapbook and I can use my journal to refer back to and remember all the fun things about the trip. Met some fabulous people on the boat. Jeff and Lindsay, if you're watching, hello. And yeah, it was just really good to keep track of everything, and then it's so fun to just look back at the pictures. To me, it's just a quick way to jot down your thoughts while you're in the moment of the trip. And then when I go to scrapbook, I can remember all those little fun stories and stuff that I kept track of in my book. So, highly recommend that. I have a video, I'll link it down below, just encouraging you to use a journal while you're traveling. So, but what I wanted to show you today was, if you remember last month with Mosaic Moments, we received month 1, and now when I got home from my trip, we had received month 2. So let me get this open here, and we will see. I've seen online, because we had a class Saturday. That Saturday we came back, Tami Potter taught a class using the first month, and then she did show us what's coming in this kit, number 2. So on my blog post, I'll have links to all of Tami's information, and then I just want to show you what came in this, and then I want to show you too how I store my dies, because I know that I'm super organized. I know that about me. It's almost like a disease. But I really try to encourage people to be organized, because if you can't find your stuff, or if you can't quickly get to it, then we don't use our supplies. So I really do believe in having a system of organizing the products that you use. So here we go. Here's another little thank you. It's got September 2022 on it. Cute. So there's a few little squares in here. You can use that for your scrapbook layouts. And it says that month 2 we are receiving Tiffany boxes. So who doesn't want a Tiffany box? So there's a 1x1, a 1x3, a 1x4, and a 2x2, and then of course the project cards. So let's see what these look like. So I'll have these on my website too, so that you can see what these cards look like. So love that they give you this, because you can keep this with your book and then remember that you have these dies. So love that. Like I said, she gives the project cards, and people are collecting these in a little notebook. I'm just going to keep mine with my dies. But just great inspiration for using the dies each month. And then here's the little dies. So there's the 2x2, 1x3. Tami mentions that she gives you 2 of them because it's just so much more convenient when you're running these through your die cutting machine. And you've got those to use. So love that there's 2 of them. There's the 1x4. And then it's got a little 1x1 squares. So cute. You can either decide to cut those apart or keep them all together. So very handy. So I wanted to mention too, because I don't think I mentioned last time, that they have, they've got 2 books now. When I bought mine, it was in this 8.5 by 11 format. I think it's an 8 by 8 book now. But the books just give such good inspiration on how to use their mosaic dies for cutting your photographs and your pattern paper. So their new system, if you buy the dies now, and I'll have a link on my blog post to their starter kit, the dies now come in colors, so that when you look at their samples in the books, in the newer books, there's 2 new books, these would be by color, and then you know to grab the blue die for the one in the picture that's showing the size of that die. So I use this book for inspiration because there's things in here that I wouldn't have necessarily thought of how to cut the pattern paper or cut my photographs into different things. So even if you don't do exactly what's on the page, if there's something in here that inspires you, I find the books to be very handy. So I'll have links to their shop and where they're selling those. And then when you get your dies, they come in packaging that has a very nice sample on the front of what the die looks like. These are just some of the ones that I've bought over the years. This cuts off 4x6 into nice little squares. And then when you put that on the grid paper and it has a little line between it, it just adds something to the photograph. There's another one. This is the layering die. So if you wanted to cut your photograph into squares that have a backing on them, so you could layer them. And then same with these kits. This is part of the basic die set, where it's got this one's for putting it over 6 inches, and then it's got the different layers. So it just depends on what you want to do. Sometimes you want just the photograph, sometimes you want to layer it up. So that one was that's set E. This is D. Here's C. And you can see it's just all the different combos of what size square you would need to cut your photograph or your pattern paper. And then there's A. And then I have a few specialty dies. I don't have a lot of them. I love mosaics, and I love all the new specialty patterns they're coming up with. But you can see, looking at this die, it's hard to figure out how you would use that on your photograph. So that's why the book is a great reference. Here's another one. I love these. It's great to see samples. Here's one too. I mean, a lot of the square ones you can cut on your paper trimmer, but these corners, that would be very hard to cut on your paper trimmer. So this one's fun too. I've shown this before, where I use the quarter pie, and then it comes with the die that cuts out the little coordinating pieces. Here's a circle, corner cutout squares. So I was really glad to sign up for this club and get more specialty dies. So I currently am keeping mine in one of these, I think it's called a greeting card case. It's made by Iris. It's very heavy with all of my dies in them. So I've got both my mosaic dies and then just other, dies that I've collected over the years. So I've got them in here by category. But what I've realized lately is my mosaic section is growing. And then also with this 6 months of getting these dies, specialty dies, I want to have a box for just the mosaics. So I recently was at Joann's and I bought this art bin box. I'll link to it on Amazon. But I think this is going to be a really good size and a good carrying case to travel with me. So I don't always take my mosaic dies when I go to a crop. But I thought if I had the mosaics in here and had them organized and had my, my monthly project cards and stuff in there with them, then I would use them more often. So that's what I'm going to do with these. I currently have these magnetic sheets. These magnetic sheets came from an Iris box too. It was the one that looks like a little lunch pail. I think I've since gotten rid of that when I went up to this big box here. But I recommend that, and I'll have links to it on the blog post. But I really liked the size of this art bin box. I think it's made for markers, but I'm going to use it to put my magnetic sheets in. And then, another thing that I'll tell you is I keep mentioning the book being an inspiration, but on their website they have, and I'll have a link on my blog post that shows you that it's a sample gallery. So you can go there and you can search for if you've got 4x6 photos, or if you've got, there's just a whole bunch of different ways that you can look at that inspirational gallery, and then it'll show you what dies you need to complete the look of that. So love that they have that on there. So you really wouldn't necessarily need the book. You can look on the website, but sometimes I'm out and about where I'm not near, great internet connection for that, but I use my book. But I did want you to be aware that that existed. So I think that's what I wanted to show you today. Having a traveling case, using the books and the website for inspiration, and then what came in month 2. So I will continue to do these videos showing what comes each month, and then I hope to make some layouts with the kits. Tami has been a great inspiration. She had a hour-and-a-half video on Saturday with those of us that have signed up for this monthly kit. Just to show, she had emailed us ahead of time, and of course I was on my trip, but she had emailed and said pull together this types of photos and this types of paper, and then we watched her put a layout together, and then she encouraged us to be working along with her. So that was fun, and she's got that recorded so that we can go back to it and refer to it. So I do need to pull some pictures together and use my product that I'm buying here monthly. So I hope this gives you some ideas. I will have links on my blog post to some samples of layouts that I have done with the Mosaic Moments, because I love their system. One more thing I wanted to mention was sign up on their website. I'll have links to their website, but sign up for their emails, because when they have their paper on sale, I'll show you this is their grid paper. You usually get 6 sheets in a pack for $10. But when they have their sales, they have really great sales. Sometimes it's free shipping, sometimes it's discounted price, because that works out to be $1.80 or $1.60 a sheet. So their sales are great because you can buy a pack of their paper, and like I said, sometimes get free shipping. So sign up with your email and get those discounts when they're around. That's when I like to buy the paper. The other thing that I'll mention too is you can draw the lines on your paper, but it's very tedious. I've also done it with my brother's Scan and Cut. I've scanned a page. I use that for when I want to draw on the back, and then slip this into my scrapbook page, and I will have pictures on both sides of the paper. So I can use my Scan and Cut to draw the lines on there. So love that. But I think that's everything I want to tell you about. So I hope you're having a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.